A very warm welcome to all of you and a special cheer to those who have been traveling with us for a while. We continue our journey with the Regional Express, a 4-part tour organized by landscapes, imaginary characters and machines.
We are the mountain. We speak for all landscapes and sentient life forms.
I am the mermaid, the spokesperson of all mythical creatures.
On behalf of all machines, I'm the voice of the train. Expressing ourselves in human concepts is demanding for us non-humans. We are not resistant to the cascade of thoughts, ideas and emotions that fill the human mind. We can be overwhelmed by strong emotions, lifted up in healthy pride and joy, or drawn down into false sentiment, self-pity, into guilt.
Is this really necessary?
Learning to feel is very challenging for me too. But being indifferent is a privilege we don't need.
Humans know that ultimately there will be no division, that sooner or later all life forms return to nature.
In their myths and sagas, humans are always busy becoming immortal or turning non-humans into mortals.
After this last excursion, we will withdraw and communicate in our natural way. Excursion number 4 between Hallstatt and Bad Aussee. Thanks for offering yourself as a test subject. We appreciate your courage to participate. So far we have looked at the relationships of people to landscapes, people to people, and between people and their imagination. This time, we focus on what it means to belong to this planet and feel at home. Settle in. Open your senses. Feel my soft seats under your butts. I'm holding you, carrying you. Relax.
May I sit next to you? Can I put my head on your shoulder? Hold your hand while you search the way back home? What is home for you?
It is very difficult. Home.
I have a bit of a problem with the term Heimat because it has been misused so often. But it is a certain feeling of belonging.
For me, home is soothing. It's a place of comfort.
When I drive into the mine in Hallstatt, for example, for me it is being so close to the element. There is total silence. You can't hear anything. It is totally closed off. Somehow, this is a nice feeling.
For me, Adnang
Buchheim is coming home. Adnang Buchheim was always the ugliest station in Upper Austria before they rebuilt it. I don't know what other stations are like, but Ebensee-Landungsplatz is the second ugliest station, I think.
Basically, I'm always very happy when I'm on my way home from Gmunden. Because in the Salzkammergut we have the sun, when in Gmunden there is fog. The train goes through the border and then, schwupp, the sun opens up and you are in the Salzkammergut.
You can really smell the change in the air. It's usually more humid, usually 2 to 3 degrees colder.
You feel at home when you come from the north and see the Traunstein. Ah, I am at home now. Yes, the Traunstein, the gateway to the Salzkammergut, is a dangerous mountain. Not everyone can go up there, and definitely not in slippers.
The mountain is no Disneyland.
Whenever I go home by train, there are always lots of tourists, and there are 3 or 4 tunnels between Gmunden and Ebensee. The tourists are always at the window, and every time they want to take a photo, there is a tunnel, and another photo, and another tunnel, photo, tunnel.
Und wieder Foto, Tunnel. Foto, Tunnel.
Ich liebe den Zug, kenne ihn von Kindheit an.
I love the train and have known it since childhood.
Ich bin 8 Jahre lang mit diesem Zug nach
I took this train to Bad Ischl for 8 years because I went to school there. There were still those wagons where you could stand outside.
One could go back and forth between the wagons in the open. That was a test of courage with the boys. Dangerous.
Gefährlich.
We always did our homework on the train, of course, in the morning.
erledigt.
And because the train was shaking, a friend always said to me, you have to write faster than the train is shaking, then the writing is okay.
For me, Ebensee is home and the cinema and the family. I sometimes feel like that's almost a bit too simple, but I always come back to the point. It's like this: Ebensee, cinema, family.
Ebensee, Kino, Familie.
I like Klöcklerlauf in winter. I like Fasching, the carnival. I enjoy the first time I drink a beer in my lederhosen or go on a trip. Basically, there is always something going on throughout the year. It ends with the Krampus runs, then Christmas comes, and then we go skiing, and then the round starts again.
Die Runde weiter.
Auch wenn man hier nicht geboren ist.
Even if you weren't born here, once you've found your way around this area and settled in, you can't imagine leaving the place.
Warum?
When you look around here, you see the Traunsee, the mountain range from below, or the view from the top. We have it all.
Man hat hier alles vereint.
You can feel the wind. You can take in the whole of nature.
From the top of the Feuerkogel, you can see as far as Germany, as far as the Czech Republic. And you can also see the Dachstein Glacier. Here I don't have this feeling of being boxed in, like some mountain valleys, even though I'm surrounded by mountains. A mixture between Burgenland and the Himalayas.
This is a proud region, and I can empathize with that. We are all very proud to be here. It's easy to feel at home.
Me being a foreigner in the Salzkammergut, I no longer feel foreign. Actually, in the meantime, I'm more from Bad Ischl than from Guatemala. It's a nice feeling to be part of a whole, and I wouldn't dream of walking around Bad Ischl in August without a traditional outfit.
Yes, when I look at the Traunsee or the mountains, it reminds me of my home country. Before the war started, it was also very beautiful there. When I send pictures to my family, they are all in Syria, and they say it's like paradise. For me, home is a safe place that is peaceful and humane.
I would say, for me, this region, this place, for me, is my home now. Here in the Salzkammergut, most especially in the hinterland, people here are more receptive to foreigners when they know who you are.
I think people in the Salzkammergut are very open if they like someone. I think they're always a bit skeptical at first, but then it's quite easy to integrate.
Migration is a natural phenomenon.
Wo beginnt Heimat und wo hört's auf?
Where is Heimat? Where does it begin and where does it end? You need to feel at ease and think, this could be home.
It's
like with the dialect. The vowels stretch a bit, get a bit deeper, and when I hear that, it is also a bit like
Gerüche. Gerüche spielen
Smells always play a major role in life. Of course, when the forest smells stronger or when it's hazy after it rained and then in the summer the sun comes out, the forest smells completely different, doesn't it? Or when it's completely dry, when it hasn't rained for days. Somehow there's a completely different smell. Spruce and larchwood, especially the softwood, smells incredibly good.
It was mainly the woodworkers who made the knocker, the dumplings. They went into the forest on Monday and came home on Friday afternoon. And what did they take with them? A pot, a bag of flour, some pork fat and some salt. And then they mixed the flour and salt and poured hot water over it so that it became a sort of dough. The woodcutters lived on that for a whole week.
What we do here has stood the test of time for centuries, starting with the clothes. We don't wear them because we want to be iconic, but one can wear lederhosen all year round. We wear them because we wear them, and not because it's fashionable. We don't care about that.
When I think of what will be here in 100 years' time,
maybe it will just be another big museum, a nature museum.
For several years we've been struggling with over-tourism. How can we regain a sense of belonging, a feeling of home?
Das ist eine schwierige Frage. Ja. Ich glaube, dass das Salzkammergutler an sich ein bisschen...
That's a difficult question. I think the people of the Salzkammergut are rather closed off, like the mountains, such small circles in themselves. Every valley is its own world, and what happens in the wider world doesn't really affect us that much. And that in itself characterizes us all together. When the Salzkammergut is criticized, however, we are all very close allies. And tourism simply brings a lot more people to the region, for better or for worse.
In diese Region. Zum Guten und zum Schlechten.
Heimat kann überall sein. Heimat can be anywhere. Or let's put it differently, it's a feeling that you have your roots here. But that doesn't mean that someone from outside isn't allowed to feel at home here. Also, I believe that the Salzkammergut is where avant-garde and tradition can live side by side. I believe that is possible.
Das glaube ich, ist möglich.
Open the doors and let the wind come in, especially in places that are as narrow as ours.
It was so comfy on your shoulder that I fell asleep and dreamt that we were all here in 100 years. Everything was white as snow. I was wearing a retro science fiction outfit from the movies, wandering through the salt in my moon boots. Yes, I had legs, and I was still a mermaid. I still taste the salt on my tongue. Shall we hike together to the Simoni-Hütte?
Sure.
Slow down, Reyer. We are still on the job and we need to stay on track. Soon the doors will open and we will arrive in Bad Aussee. We certainly learned a lot from you. I hope I don't offend you by saying you people are 24/7 storytelling machines. You are an amazing species. Possible side effects of the program include temporary or eternal loss of rusty assumptions, growing awareness of how stories make up your world and that of others. We hope that our learning, or rather unlearning program, will help you blurring the divisions between nature and culture, past and future, and cultivate a delicate balance between renewal and preservation, innovation and conservation.
And when it all gets tough, look for us.
Have a look around from the mountaintop.
Take a ride on the train to new places.
Imagine a story that gives you hope.
Take care.